Hi guys, welcome to Sheria. Sheria is a platform where we educate the common mwananchi on the law with the aims to educate you, equip you and empower you. Karibu sana. My name is Maina. I am an advocate of the High Court of Kenya and today we're going to deal with a very intriguing topic. So, Njeri alifukuzwa kwa nyumba na mamake, akaenda kwa Kamau. Akakaa huko 1 week hakurudi. By the time anarudi, she's pregnant. Now, is Njeri married? Today we're going to deal with the topic of marriage. Marriage in Kenya is provided for under the Constitution, primarily Article 45, where it states that every adult has the right to marry a person of the opposite sex. Keyword, every adult, opposite sex. Now, every party in a marriage has equal rights during the marriage and during the dissolution of a marriage. Now, what's the dissolution of a marriage? Saa zile watu wana achana. So one may ask, what is considered a marriage in Kenya? A marriage is whereby a man and a woman voluntarily come together, whether in a monogamous or polygamous union, and is registered under the Marriage Act. So what do we mean by monogamous? Inamaanisha one man, one woman. What do you mean by polygamous? Inamaanisha one man, multiple, 2 or more women. Now, what is the evidence of marriage? Sasa, huku kwa streets, you may find that evidence of marriage is watu wameishi pamoja 2 years. Msichana amekuwa akipikia mwanaume amekuwa akisupport msichana, and so they believe they are married. In fact, among their friend groups, utasikia akisema mama, and you think that means that's the wife. No, that is not a marriage. So there are only 4 things that can pass as evidence of marriage here in Kenya. The very first thing is a certificate of marriage. The second thing is a copy of certificate of marriage. The third thing is an entry of the certificate of marriage in the register of marriages. And number 4, a copy of the same. One may ask, what's the importance of getting married? People have been conversing about these issues. Marriage is a scam. I think I can just live with someone. We don't have to officiate anything. It is too expensive. So what are the benefits or the legal benefits of being married? It allows either party to be able to access the benefits of employment of the other party. For instance, if one is offered medical covers, they can list their spouse as also a beneficiary to it. It also gives protection in times where a party, mostly sana utapata when the husband dies. When a party dies intestate, meaning they died without having written a will, what happens? Property yake, it's up for grabs. Now, if you are not recognized as the wife of this person, you are likely not to be recognized as a beneficiary. Likely, you're going to have to fight to be recognized as a dependent. What does that mean? Probably they provided for you during their time when they were alive, at least for 3 years prior to their death. Number 3, why get married? It gives you the right to occupy and access the property of the other party. If you're in a house and you're living together and one party gets angry, they can easily kick you out. Or someone can come in and tell you, tafadhali, toka. However, if you're married, you have the right to access this place, which most likely is your matrimonial home, without fear of being told, toka. Number 4, it gives you the right to become a legal representative in the case where the other party has become incapacitated. For instance, alipatwa na road accident. Amevunjika, haizi ongea, haizi kula, and haizi run business zake. What happens? Biashara itasimama? Apana. So you can apply and become a legal representative for that person while they're still in that situation. Meaning you can run the businesses and keep the income coming. Number 5, in the event of a medical emergency, you'd like someone who you trust to be able to make a decision. When this person is recognized as your spouse, they have the right to be able to make an immediate decision that is necessary, whether you're going to go in for surgery or not. Number 6, in the event something happens out of negligence or breach of contract that causes you to lose the companionship of your spouse, you're able to sue for damages for that loss. Case in point, there's an accident and your spouse was involved in the accident and sadly died. You, as a spouse, you're able to sue the party who was negligent for the loss of companionship in that situation. And finally, in the event the two of you divorce or part ways, the divorce proceedings ensure a fair trial and a fair process when it comes to parting ways and even in the sharing of the property that probably the two of you may have brought up together or attained together while you are in the marriage. In the event you're not married, mkiachana, itakuwa tu who will snatch this, who will snatch that. So yes, marriage does protect you a whole lot. So now that we all know it's worth to spend that coin to get married, we now know why you should get married, then I think it's important to know who can get married. Si kila mtu anaweza oa. So just to mention a few, marriage is somewhat of a contract. The basic necessities of a person who can enter into a contract. Number 1, you have to be above the age of 18. That is, you have to be an adult. Number 2, you have to be of sound mind. You have to be aware of what you're doing so that you can be able to give free consent. And number 3, you have to be free to marry, meaning you're not in another marriage. This happens in the instance for a monogamous marriage where there is one woman and one man. And finally, you also have to be able to be considered married in terms of Article 45, where it states that a person or an adult has the right to marry a person of the opposite sex. So what do I mean? Same-sex marriages do not apply here in Kenya. Now that we've covered all that, we need to know what are the types of marriages here in Kenya. So number 1, we have the Christian marriage. This is a marriage whereby both parties are under the practices of the Christian religion. We also have the civil marriage. This is whereby we go to a registrar and he officiates that marriage. We also have the Islamic marriage. This is under the Islamic law for people who profess the Islamic faith. We also have the Hindu marriage. This is for people who are under the Hindu rites. And finally, we have the customary marriage. This is for people who get married under the customary rites. One may ask, where does the monogamous and polygamous apply? Especially being that I've mentioned customary marriage. We have so many tribes in Kenya, all with different customs. However, we do have to recognize that every customary law is practicable except where it goes against the constitution. Meaning, everything in your custom, kama whatever it is nini munafanyanga, fanyeni, but it has to be in accordance with the constitution. So custom yenu, it cannot go against what the constitution states. For instance, if in your customs you believe a woman can marry a woman, then that can't work because under Article 45, it only permits the marriage of opposite sex. Under our 5 types of marriages, we have 2 that provide for polygamous marriage. That is the Islam and the customary marriage. This is whereby the man can get to marry 1 or more wives. So, kama kwenu, you are accepted to take even 10 wives. Hakuna shida. You can marry under customary marriage. Now, the question arises, what if you married under customary marriage? That is, mulienda mkafanya rurashio, and everything happened, there was a big celebration, cows were exchanged, and then all of a sudden, you hear your spouse went and got married in a white wedding, what people call a white wedding, but under a Christian marriage. Is that marriage legal? The answer is no. Once you enter into a polygamous marriage and you'd like to marry more than 2 wives, you can get married to them, but only under customary law. That means you cannot get married to a person under customary law and get married to another person under Christian marriage. So wenye munamariwa huko ushago, and then you hear bwanako alienda Nairobi and got married there with another person kwa kanisa, that marriage will not subsist and is not considered as marriage in the Kenyan law. The Christian, Hindu, and civil marriages provide for monogamous marriage. That is one wife, one husband. So one may ask, can a person get married in a Christian marriage and then go ahead and get married to another woman kwa rurashio? The answer is no. As long as you have a subsisting marriage, you cannot then add onto another one. The other marriage automatically becomes void. This leads us to a very interesting topic whereby we deal with void marriages and voidable marriages. I hope you've been able to learn something about what a marriage is, who can get married, the types of marriages in Kenya, and why you should even consider getting married. So to deal with the void and voidable marriages and something called annulment of a marriage, join us on the next episode. If you have watched this video and you're not yet subscribed to our channel, please do click the subscribe button, and also remember to share this with a friend. They might think they are married. Please tell them whether they are married or not. And also remember to comment, ask your questions regarding this topic or any other topic you'd like us to cover. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. I do hope to see you on the next one. Until then, be blessed.